doing that will make you a lot more eligible for the airdrop and maybe get you some bonus. It just take maybe 15, 20 minutes, and you're doing one step above and beyond, like probably the other tens of thousands of people who are farming this airdrop. The fact that you're doing this is probably more valuable for Bera Chain because it may indicate that you're looking at potentially building decentralized app. So they probably should give a bigger chunk of the airdrop to people who do something like that.
On this channel, we go deep. How deep? Berachain deep. Have you heard of this chain? Berachain is a high-performance EVM-compatible blockchain built on proof of liquidity consensus. They've been generating a lot of buzz lately. And on this episode, I'm going to show you how to maximize your chances of qualifying for a Berachain airdrop. If you like me coming to you with these insights, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It'll help support the show and my guests. Now let's listen to CryptoRookies talk about how to maximize your chances of a Berachain airdrop, why he thinks this is the winning strategy, and what's the overall hype around Berachain.
I wrote a post that you can basically deploy a smart contract, a token on the Bera Chain, and then you can create a liquidity pool for the token to be traded. That's all on a testnet, so it costs nothing. But the fact that you are able to deploy a contract is very likely to increase significantly your chance of getting a significant airdrop. And I think that that's pretty rare that you, like people who are not programmer can do that, but Third Web made it pretty easy to deploy. You follow the step, like there's a ready to deploy contract that is already kind of pre-made. You select a token contract. Third Web enable you to deploy more than just token contract, but in this case, that's what you would do. Click deploy now. You just put the name of the token that you want to create. It could be a test token, it doesn't matter. You put a symbol, a description, you put an image, and then you put the recipient wallet will be auto-generated, and the network will be also auto-generated for Berachain. And then once you deploy, after that, the contract has been deployed, but then you have to mint a certain amount of token. I put, let's say, 1 billion token, but it could be any number. Then they will end up showing into your MetaMask wallet, as long as you're on the Berachain network. And after that, you go to the Berachain pool itself, and then you can create a liquidity pool, and then you select your token. So you have to go look at your transaction. So when you deploy the contract, you got a transaction hash. So you can go look up your transaction hash and basically get the contract address of the token you created. And after that, you can basically paste the address of the token here. So then you'll be able to make a pair of token. And then Berachain, it's mostly Oni that you would use, but you could also make a pair with Bera if you prefer. But you can make a pair with any of those tokens that are available on the network. But the Oni is the one I picked personally. And then you put, let's say, your own token that you created with the contract address. And then you just inject a portion of the token onto the liquidity pool, and then anybody that is participating on the testnet will be able to transact, to sell and swap your token, basically.
What's the incentive here for Berachain to get regular users to deploy smart contracts in order to qualify for the airdrop?
But so in this case, it's just, like Ethereum, the value of Ethereum is the ability of anybody to deploy a smart contract, like as a decentralized app. This is the same thing. You deploy a token. In the case of Third Web, the token is very simple. It's just a normal token with nothing fancy. But anybody can create something more fancy. Like we talked about BitTensor and Corcel. Corcel is a decentralized app, like a decentralized smart contract on top of BitTensor. This is the same thing. Any project that is building something on top of Ethereum could decide to take their smart contract and deploy it on the Berachain instead. And I think the more you do that, and the more users you attract, they have to pay transaction fee in the Berachain token, like Bera. So that makes valuable network effect for Berachain to get more exposure to the market by having other people develop smart contract on top of it. So that's the incentive.
Why is there so much excitement around this chain?
They just raised a lot of money from VCs. So typically that implies that the airdrop might be of a good size. For me, the chain itself doesn't super attract me, to be honest. But I'm active almost every day, participating on the testnet activities to qualify for the airdrop. And I think most of the users that are doing the task to qualify for the airdrops are very unlikely to deploy a smart contract. That's why I think doing that will make you a lot more eligible for the airdrop and maybe get you some bonus. So that's why I think it's a good idea to just this, because it just take maybe 15, 20 minutes and you're doing one step above and beyond like probably the other tens of thousands of people who are farming this airdrop.
I see. So if you were to create the optimal plan, it would be to farm Berachain and then also to deploy a smart contract.
Yes, and I think deploying the smart contract, maybe you just do it once, that's fine. But I think the fact that you're doing this is probably more valuable for Berachain because it may indicate that you're looking at potentially building decentralized app. So they probably should give a bigger chunk of the airdrop to people who do something like that. Because they want to incentivize more developers to build on top of Berachain, because ultimately that's what's going to drive more adoption.
So they haven't specifically said that, hey, if you deploy smart contracts on our chain, you're just thinking in terms of like what would be the likelihood, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So if they've raised so much money, what's the actual potential growth here?
Like we talked about Menta, we talked about Celestia, Jito. All of those were to me overvalued, but the price, like for example, of Celestia still went up quite a lot since it launched. So it's not a death sentence as long as the VC don't like cash out and sell on the market too much. It's not gonna kill the project necessarily if they're a long-term thinker. So I saw that Bera Chain raised $42 million Series A on a $420 million valuation. So that probably gave them some token warrant, but it's like they raised in a Series A, so that was in equity. So that's why I think I don't know why the VC were so interested. Like, again, for me, this chain, I don't see what's so interesting about it, to be honest. But I think that's a lot of money
Yeah, I
raised.
hear a lot
And a
of
lot of player one that raised that much still do kind of well until they become forgotten a few years later. So short term, I think it should be good.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out the description of this video as I have included the instructions that CryptoRookies went over. Also, are you excited about Berachain? What other projects would you like to see on this channel? Please comment down below and I'll catch you in the next video.